time anyone's hit 4 home runs in a game.
Okay.
Bears Colts.
He's mad.
I'm not, but it's 4 home runs in a game is better than 2.
Put the Tiger back in. I always say let the Tiger out. Put the Tiger back in.
Let's talk Caleb.
Bears at Colts Sunday at 1. Caleb looking for his first touchdown pass and second win. Here's his numbers so far. Not great. Does anybody have him on dud watch?
No. You guys put him on dud watch, which is a fake thing that doesn't even exist. We don't even have graphics for it like we do the Trevor Trash Hour. It's just a fake thing.
It's real.
It might become a full second.
it's real.
Okay, here's what I know. I know that the Chicago Bears are playing a team, and I don't think they'll keep this pace up, Coach, but is on pace to be far and away the worst rush defense in the history of the NFL, and just lost in this last game their best defensive lineman in DeForest Buckner. They allowed 213 in game 1 to Houston, made everything Joe Mixon hit the rejuvenation machine. And then in game 2, when everyone knew Malik Willis is starting quarterback, so the Packers are going to run the ball, they allowed 260. And so, please, to the Chicago Bears, run the ball until they stop you from running it, and then things will be so easy for Caleb. They're going to run the ball, have success. I've heard this from a smart man.
Has he ever said this?
Well, I'm situational football.
I don't know what to do right
Situational
now.
football.
When this happens, he mocks the quarterback.
Situational football.
He mocked Josh Allen, Lamar.
No,
Take it out of their hands.
Hold on.
Take it out of their hands.
I did not mock Josh Allen
You
for that.
did. They went 5-0 at the end of the season. They took the ball out of the best player's hands.
Yeah.
They must not think he's very good.
All right. That's
Okay,
true.
go ahead. What should they do?
Well, you're right.
Watch this now.
I know I'm right about it. I know I'm right. We all agree. I don't know why I'm getting yelled at.
Finally, we should see something from DeAndre Swift, who doesn't look as good now that he doesn't have that Philadelphia line in front of him. But 2 yards of carry for DeAndre. I agree. Support Caleb by giving him a good run game, and then it'll open up. But, Nick, here's where I disagree with you. He is most certainly, Coach, on dud watch until proven otherwise. He's on dud watch until you show us, and I don't think he's a dud career-wise, but, you know, right now he's been a dud. So he's on dud watch until he shows us otherwise.
I mean, he's played, what, couple games?
Thank you.
2 games.
Right.
So he's played a couple games. How long did Jordan Love sit out before he actually had to play his first
3
game?
years. Well, he played 1 game, but he was sat out for 3
So he
years.
had a long time to mature and see how this whole world operates. Unrealistic expectations coming in, and then he goes in. It's not going very well. I don't know if he is a little arrogant at this point. I'd say the most important thing he can do is control what's under his control, which is all the pre-snap stuff. Let's get rid of that. The false starts, the illegal motion, and the delay games. Take care of that. Take care of the sacks that are killing drives where you're running around for 45 minutes trying to figure out how to get sacked and kill a drive, and not take these chances that worked in college but don't work at the same level in the NFL. That doesn't mean don't play to your strengths. Because I'm not saying that, but there's a difference between the types of chances.
To be fair on that, I feel like he's done that twice so far in his career, once in each game. In the first game, as far as taking chances, when he thought he was going to escape from a sack and he took like a 30-yard sack.
Yeah.
And the second one was when he did escape from the sack, and then instead of throwing it away, he threw it in triple
To avoid.
No, he's done it a handful of times. It's not twice. I don't have all the examples, but he's done a bunch of wonky stuff like that. He, as Greg Cosell pointed out as well, he keeps moving backwards, and you really can't do that. But yeah, listen, is Caleb on dud watch? Right. I agree with what Coach Mancini is saying. It's like too strong of a question, right? It's like, this is his 3rd start. We have to manage expectations. We can still be really high on Caleb and all that. But you have to manage expectations. But the real thing that I want to talk about is this. This is where we learn a lot, I feel, about Shane Waldron. Because we saw what the Colts did versus the Packers with Matt LaFleur and Malik Willis. And Malik Willis, I'm not going to say he looked like a superstar, but he looked really solid. He looked good enough to beat the Colts. Now, outside of the Colts and AR, who's wildly inconsistent, If you haven't really watched a lot of him, he is either an absolute superstar who's really just can do some of the most insane things you could ever imagine, or he unfortunately just really has trouble with very elementary things and just missing the fundamentals. And so you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know what you're going to get in any given drive, in any given game. Like in any given throw, you just don't know. For me, it's completely unpredictable. So that's why I'm not even caring about the wins and losses, because maybe AR in this game against the Bears balls out, right? Maybe he does. That's absolutely possible. It's not impossible, honestly. And it's not even like a small chance that he does it, because he's capable of doing it. And I think as of right now, he's like this. It's not like he's low, 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 a high, and then a low, low. Like, it's just very, very, by definition, up and down, up and down. So it's not like it's unlikely that it will happen. That's why for this game, I'm not even looking at the Bears as a whole. I'm just focused on Caleb Williams. And it's like, what does he look like against his team? We know what Malik Willis did against the Colts. We know that. We know that. And that was with Matt LaFleur. Okay? We now have Caleb Williams. I have to guess. I understand Malik Willis has technically been in the league for a minute or two. I get it. But you have to imagine that even Caleb as a rookie should have more talent and, quite frankly, understand the game even better. Like, that's what makes some of these players so special and so elite, is their ability to understand things just better than other people. That he should, in theory, even though Malik Willis has like a year or two or however long he's been in the league at this point, more than Caleb should still be able to get the job done. But the big caveat is that I'm confident that Matt LaFleur, the coach of the Packers, Bears fans, is better than Shane Waldron. And I just don't think that's a controversial statement. I might have said that before, but it's like, that's not. So to me, we're about to find out, what can Shane Waldron do to continue to help support Caleb Williams? And this is where I also agree with what Mangini said, and I think I may have said this before, that I want to see Caleb. It's not to say that you're going to go away from your strengths, but just get the fundamentals down right now. Just do traditional football 101. Just be comfortable in the pocket. Work from the pocket. Use your legs to move around in the pocket, right? To maybe extend the play in a way, but not as I got to bail out of this because everything's going bad for me right now, and I'm going to back up and I'm going to run back 5-10 yards and loop around. Like, just that's not working for you right now, and things are starting to spiral. Just go through your progressions. Check the ball down. If it's not, throw the ball out, right? Just try to get a little bit more comfortable. In a lot of ways, what Malik Willis was doing, right? And again, and like Nick now said, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Don't make this game be about like, all right, Caleb is going to be able to really ball out now. Like, Caleb should throw the ball 20 times, 22, 23 times. Like, it shouldn't have to be this big moment. Look how Harbaugh is winning with Herbert, right? Barely throwing the ball right now. Like, just be smarter with the game plan. I mean, heck, I think the Colts, when they almost beat the Texans, I think AR only threw the ball like 18 or 19 times, if memory serves me correctly. So just try to come up with a better game plan and try to... It's not only scheming guys open and getting layups for Caleb Williams, but it's also creating a game plan where you're able to isolate the right move, the right decision, the right throw away from the wrong throw, right? And it's a different thing. Some OCs can like scheme guys open no matter what's going on, right? Their play calling is just amazing. Their play design, their game plan as a whole is just great. And so they can just really scheme guys. Sometimes when you see guys who are just wide open, you're like, how is that even possible, right? Sometimes it's blown coverage. Sometimes it's just a genius play and the perfect play call at the perfect time. But sometimes, even no matter how strategic and how great of a play caller and play designer you are, sometimes you're still leaving a little bit too much on the quarterback. There's still too much decisions or too much for the quarterback to read. And a good OC, especially with a struggling quarterback, can create an offensive game plan where they're going to minimize the chance that their quarterback is going to make the wrong throw, going to make the wrong decision. And you can kind of, it's almost like a spotlight. Think about like it's just dark everywhere else, and you're just highlighting like, this is the throw. This is the throw to make. This is where we want you to go for the ball. Obviously, if you can, do it. If not, then obviously, you know, you got to continue elsewhere with the play. But this is the play. This is what we do. And you can spotlight. You can really set the quarter up for success. We're seeing that in a lot of ways with Kevin O'Connell and Sam Darnold, honestly. They're leaving it less to decision making with Sam Darnold and really being able to highlight like this is the play, this is the direction. And in a lot of ways, that's what Sean Payton was getting so mad about, among many things, with Russell Wilson. It's like, I'm giving you the guy, like we're setting this up for you. This is the guy you need to hit, and you're not doing it. And it just made Sean Payton want to lose his mind, right? Like it was just like, I'm giving this to you. Like it's right there for you. I can't make it any more easier for you. And it just, again, it calls someone like Sean Payton, who's obviously a very intense coach. It just went bad quickly. And so I just want to see Shane Waldron kind of set Caleb up in that way, whatever that necessarily looks like for Caleb. It'll be unique to the individual quarterback's talents and what he needs, what he's comfortable doing versus what he's uncomfortable doing. So it's not like it's just like, oh yeah, we'll just do this and that's it. Like I'm not going to start to get too deep in a game plan because that's definitely not my personal expertise. I'll leave that up, to some of the other guys, like the actual, listen, there's plenty of actual offensive coordinators in the NFL who don't even know how to do that. So I'm certainly not going to act like I do. But yeah, I don't think it's just fair though to just, and again, I knew this was going to happen, but it is. It's just like every game is boom or bust, right? Imagine if he plays really good. Imagine if he throws for 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, and I don't know, scrambles and rushes for 40 yards, right? For three different first downs, right? People are going to be like, did he get it? Is this it now? Is he great? Is Caleb going to go on a 5-game win streak now? Is he the rookie of the year? Can he win the MVP, right? Like it's just so boom or bust. It's so magnified. And if he plays just okay or decent or average or bad, this is a disaster. He is the worst quarterback ever. He's the worst number one. Is this the biggest bust in the history of the NFL? Like it's just so extreme. And from a content consumption perspective, like I get it to a degree. I do just wish we could have these conversations in a little bit different of a way, right? Is Caleb on dud watch? I'd rather ask the question, what does Caleb need to do in order to be successful versus the Colts, right? Like I just think we can take these things from a different angles, or even ask the question, if Caleb fails versus the Colts or doesn't play well, what does this mean, right? Is this a big deal or no deal, right? Like I think those can be a little bit more productive questions rather than just like, is Caleb on dud watch? Like I don't know. It's not the worst thing, but I don't know. But I do also get it because he had all the hype going into it. And when you get that hype, when you get that amount of attention and you have things like Caleb texting his punter, hey, you're not going to be punting that much. And now they're punting like something crazy, like 12 out of like 19 drives or whatever it was. It's like, yeah, you open yourself up to that type of stuff. You just do. It just comes with the territory. And I called that out when it happened at the time of like, let's settle down on that stuff. I love the confidence. I love the intensity that you want and the determination, the drive to be great, but like, let's keep that inside and not outside. So, I think also if Caleb continues to struggle, it'll be one of two things that will happen for him. He's either going to break through because he's just going to be like, enough is enough, and just like truly let go of all his fears, because he has fears. I know he said he doesn't, but he absolutely has fears. And he will literally start to play like, I got nothing to lose. Whatever I've been doing before is not working. Let's go. Or he will truly be humbled and will walk in and he'll send a text to Shane and just be like, help me, teach me. What do I need to do? What am I not getting? Like, I'm ready to learn now, right? Like you just like anything, like you got to be humbled. Patrick Mahomes, humbled. Tom Brady, humbled. Peyton Manning, humbled, right? Every single great has been humbled. He's going through humbling experiences right now, Caleb Williams, but has he truly been humbled? It's up for him. That's totally up to him. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think Caleb is on dud watch? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.